everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a video that I should have probably done about 6 months ago. That's when it kind of became popular, and it is the assumptions video. So I confirm or deny your assumptions. Now, I asked over on Instagram a few days ago and over a few days if you guys had any assumptions about me that you want me to discuss, and I was really interested to know what you guys assume. I'm going to keep all of the assumptions anonymous just because some of you said, can they be anonymous? I was like, yeah, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through some of my screenshots of your assumptions. So you don't go to any PR events anymore. So to that I will say I do, but a lot less than I used to. I mean the main reason for that is I'm just busy now. I have uni now and there's just a lot going on. Obviously also depends on what it is. I rarely will go to just a press day if it's just a drop in between blah and blah. I prefer things to be a bit more personal, a bit more intimate, and when I am lucky enough to be invited to those, then if I can make it, or if I really want to make it, then I'll make sure I can. There are certain things that, you know, like when I get press tickets for musicals, or when I went to the Adele concert, like there's nothing that would have stopped me going to that. In fact, I moved my breast reduction, so it was after that. I'm not kidding. I went with Marc Jacobs and I moved my breast reduction to the day after. So I was like not drinking that night. And everyone was like, why, come on. I was like, I've got an operation tomorrow. They were like, oh. So, yes. But I still go to a lot of the press dinners, and I do, but it's just a lot less. And also, I don't have, like, a group. There are a lot of, like, not cliques, not in a negative way, but there are a lot of, like, groups and friendship groups that all hang out. And sometimes I feel a bit like, just me, hello. Obviously, I've got my friends, but we're not in a one solid group. There was a time I remember, and we all had dinner and then we got on a coach to go to a different place without going too much into it because there's no drama. It's just how I am. And everyone was sort of in a massive group at the back of the bus, back of the coach. Then there were a couple of other like partners, and you know, there was another lovely girl, and I won't say who it is, but she had Hair Plus One with her and I didn't have a Plus One, it was just me. And I ended up sitting with the PRs or the makeup artists, and it was lovely, but at the same time, like, there is absolutely no way that I would have felt confident enough to be like, oh, can I come sit with you guys at the back? Like, there's absolutely no way. So I think it's just me as well that I'm still a bit, I didn't have a great time at high school, so I feel like I'm still a bit with that mindset, like, oh, don't belong here. But I still go and I still enjoy them. That you are always positive about life. So there are a few of these things, and I am really pleased that I come across that way. Now, I was talking to some of my friends about this, and they agree that I'm always positive, that I am a positive person. I'm very much, if someone says, oh, I've got to do this, I'll go, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. Or if I've had trauma in the past, and I've had a lot of stuff that's just like, come on. But still, everything, I try and find the silver lining in everything. And I mean, from my trauma, when I was younger, it went on for a period of a few years. I look at that, only recently, mind you, of that kind of enabled me to discover my career path. It enabled me to be able to help others. It sort of guided me in a way to be who I am today. So I always look at things in that way, and I'm always the friend that people come to and they're like, give me a positive quote, and I'm like, I'm handing those out, and I love to be that person. I think it is really nice, but obviously there are days where I'm just like, no, cancelled, I'll start again tomorrow, just like everyone else. I wanted to address this one because it came up a lot, and this one is you're not friends with Jodie anymore. So this is the only one that I'm going to say someone's name, just because it's like, this is crazy to me, because I speak to Jodie every single day, and we have done since we've known each other, and just because things aren't published online doesn't mean that it's not happening behind the scenes. That could be the case for many things, but if, you know, if I need to talk to her, it will be privately on phone, or we'll FaceTime or whatever. It's not going to be over Twitter. Me and Jodie connect on such a deep level that our discussions are not for public. Does that make sense? Like, we keep everything very us. I mean, she's coming around tomorrow. She's coming down to see me tomorrow, and we've got a, you know, lovely day planned. If you are a follower of Jodie, you know that she is not in a good place at the moment. She is, you know, surviving an eating disorder. She is just fighting day after day after day, and I'm so beyond proud of her. And we talk every day, and I just wanted to put that out there, because I'd hate people to think that I'm not supporting a friend when they really need it, because I really, really am. And I mean, I've got a whole Pinterest board dedicated to her that I send her quotes for every day. I assume that you get very easily attached to people in your life and are too trusting. I'm definitely too trusting, and sometimes I feel like there are friendships or whatever that get very concentrated and then they screw me over, or just things like that, and I'm very There are a lot of these ones, and I'm not offended by them at all, because you always said in brackets, like, not to be rude or offensive, and it's, you don't have a lot of friends, but the ones you do have are your true friends. Now, I don't have a lot of friends. I can openly, happily say that I don't have a lot of friends, and it's one of the reasons was because, like, I can't be dealing with people's shit. I'm just like, if we're not serving each other, it's pointless. Like, life is too short, and if people aren't here for the long run, if people can't accept me at my worst or my hard times, like that cheesy quote, like, if you can't accept me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I do have a lot of bad times. I've got a few serious illnesses. I've got mental health issues. I've got a lot of things, as do everyone else. And if I can't deal with my friends' things and they can't deal with my things, then it's not going to work. But obviously that's not all we talk about. But what I'm trying to say is there's been people that are like, oh, call me when you're less anxious, call me when, just things like that, and you just think like, oh, okay then. But the friends I do have, as this person, as most of you have assumed, are absolutely wonderful and are my true friends. I also have a lot of friends in different walks of life. I don't really have many that are my age. They're a lot older through like singing and performing and things like that, or just family. Like, I mean, you've got to be choosy these days with who you have in your life. If you're not serving each other, then it's a bit... Someone assumes that my house smells lovely, and I will say, yes, it does. And thank you so much for that assumption that I give off this vibe. It's only because I spray. Like, it's down there, I don't know what it is. It's just an air freshener room spray. And I do that all over the house. I have lavender spray in my bedroom. I just like things to smell nice. And also because I've got a dog. Rupert doesn't smell. I mean, all dogs have a smell, like, but there are people's houses you go to and it smells like dog, and it doesn't bother me because I love dogs. I'm like, as soon as I can smell the dog, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And I love when people come into my house and I'm like, oh, it smells lovely. It's like a little win in my head, so I think it does smell quite nice. You often put on a perky, upbeat front, but your character is different in person. Again, I was reading some of these assumptions with my friends around me, and they all think that that is untrue. However, well, for example, like, every time I meet you guys or do things publicly or do a talk or whatever, everyone's like, you're exactly the same as what I'd hoped you'd be. You're exactly the same on camera. Like, I talk to this I mean, there's no one here. I'm essentially alone, like, talking to a camera, and it's just how I am. If I'm not particularly upbeat that day, it's just I'm tired. Or, hi baby, you gonna come see me? I will say though, you know how he's trying to get up his little stairs, but my tripod is over the stairs. Come on in. The only way I can describe it to people that don't do YouTube or don't, like, talk to a camera is when you talk on a phone, you speak a bit more clearer, a bit more, not so that you're friends, because I find that my voice goes a bit lazy, how I say. So when I talk to my friends on the phone, I say my voice goes a bit lazy and I don't pronounce things right, or I'm just a bit like, ugh. But imagine you're making a call to someone you don't talk to very often, or a relative. You're a bit clearer, you're a bit louder, you're a bit more precise, and I feel like that's the only difference. Other than that, I'm the same. I can't be perky and extreme just like everyone else every minute of the day, because that's exhausting. But also there's no fakery. It's not put on. It's not like that. And I'll tell you, there was a message that absolutely broke my heart I got when I was at Disneyland during Christmas time. And someone sent me a DM on Twitter saying, a DM on Instagram saying, just seen you in Disneyland. I can't believe how stuck up and rude you are. I can't believe what I've just heard you say. You're so different in real life. I'm going to unfollow you. And it absolutely like rocked my world. Like it really did, because I was like, oh gosh, when was this? What scenario? What was happening? What time of day? And I literally replied to her those questions. I was like, I'm so sorry you feel like this. Like, when was it? Blah, blah, blah. Turns out she wasn't even in Disneyland. She just wanted a response. Now I respond to all of you. So I don't understand. You could have said something nice and under-replied, but I'm not sure. It just really rocked me. But something I will say is that obviously if I'm by myself on a train home from London, my resting face is a total RBF. I'm like, hang on, I'm gonna rest. Right, and if it's at the end of the day, I've also got fibromyalgia, ME, I'm recovered epilepsy, so that's always a bit on my mind. I still have my anxiety days, and just like everyone else, I've got bits and bobs going on in my head that are gonna alter your character that day perhaps. And yeah, if it's the end of the day especially, like your face just rests, doesn't it? But also if I'm having a really bad ME day, I mean I was in a wheelchair at one point because my ME was so bad and I couldn't walk very well. Someone messaged me going, oh my gosh, have you been in a wheelchair all along? You're just deceiving everyone. I'm like, no, I just can't walk today. My muscles have given up. You know, that kind of thing. But when I'm really tired, I get completely delirious on the train home. If I'm with someone, we just laugh about everything. But yeah, no one's the same 24/7, but this isn't a character. This is how I am. Anyone will know that. So I've had a lot of dog assumptions. So some along the lines of you're not going to get another dog. Some of them are you're going to get another pug, this kind of thing. Okay, now that I've had Rupert, I want a dog in my life. Like, I absolutely love him to bits. He is my child. I love dogs. I love everyone's dogs. I love dogs, basically. I don't think I would, and I love pugs. Absolutely love him. He's everything and more, and I love my friends' pugs, and I just don't think I'd be able to get another pug myself personally, because I would constantly be comparing them. Unless it's a girl pug or, you know, something else. But I feel now that I have had, I just love him so much. He's just sleeping here. I also want to talk about this just quick. The reason I got Rupert from a breeder and not foster or adopt was because I'd never had a dog before. I'd done all my research on pugs and his specific breed, because everyone always used to say if I was a dog I'd be a pug, and I loved them. I thought they were lovely and brilliant, and they're proper companion dogs, and that's really what is right for me. He's helped me in so many ways that no one would ever completely understand. But my baseline of dog knowledge was for pugs and dogs. Hang on, how am I trying to word this here? Rescue dog. If I was going to rescue a dog, so here's my baseline dog knowledge. A rescue dog will need more care. They might have special needs. They might have been abused in the past. They might, obviously, if they're in a shelter or a rescue centre, things aren't great. They're in a kennel, or they're in a foster home, or whatever. They've not got a family, and they'd need additional help, additional needs, additional knowledge from someone, and more patience than if it was, you know, from a puppy. So I feel like now I know so much more about dogs. I know so much more about different breeds. I have been with so many more dogs since I've had Rupert, because, you know, you go on dog dates, you know. And yeah, so I feel like it doesn't matter what breed is next. I think hopefully I'd love to give a rescue dog a home and a lovely life. So yes, I would always love a dog. I am the happiest I've ever been. This is absolutely correct. And then I'm going to coincide this question with another one. That is, are you a Christian? So the reason that this Rupert hair just flying everywhere. He's getting ready for his summer coat, y'all. And this current coat is shedding. So, last summer, Again, I'm a positive person. However, sometimes, just like everybody else, we have dips and highs and lows. This last summer there was a period of time where things were very, very low for me, just for a multitude of reasons, and a big thing was that I just didn't feel I had a place, and I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I didn't feel necessary or significant, and during that summer I kept having night terrors, and just when I'd wake up, the day would just be tainted by that, and things just didn't look like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. I had to up my medication again. It was just a lot, and I had a serious conversation like with my family, and I'd be crying, and you know, I'd say like, would it be really bad if I wasn't here anymore? Like, being genuinely honest, I looked at them and I was like, honestly, would you be that upset? Obviously they'd be upset, but you know what I mean. I'd be like, would it be the worst thing ever? Anyway, following that, my sister's mother-in-law shared on her Facebook a new Alpha course. Really, really quickly, Alpha is a sort of introductory 10-week course to Christianity, and you can ask any questions, you get dinner, you chat, it's lovely. And I just liked it, I just gave it a thumbs up, and she then sent me a message. She was like, "Do you want to come with me? I'll go with you." Because she goes to that church, loads of my friends go to that church, my singing teacher goes to that church, and my sister got married in that church. Now, I was christened as a baby, as were my family, but then it kind of fizzles out and we didn't really do anything about it. So anyway, long story short, went to Alpha, absolutely loved it, and I would say I'm like an exploring baby Christian. And yeah, so ever since then, so it was the second half of the year, everything has been going so well, so lovely, and I feel a bit like I've got a glow now. Like I've got someone else backing me, and I know it's a thing, like, don't talk about religion online, but it really, really helped me. And I feel like if someone like me went and really enjoyed it, then perhaps you might feel that same way. I'm going to leave a link down below, just in case you're interested in finding your local Alpha course. But anyway, I'm the happiest I've ever been since then, and obviously it could be a coincidence. Obviously, you know, I just might have needed a push in the right direction. But the second half of the year, you know, I fell in love with Tom. I applied to uni. I got into uni. I have had the all clear to be able to learn to drive. I think those are the main ones. But there's just so many things that I'm like, yes, 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 and I'm like, there's got to be a fluke. There's got to be something, like, that's just luck, and it's not. I've continued, you know, to try and work really hard, and everything is just going so well. And I'm also the type of person that's like, what's the catch? When's something going to go wrong? But so far it hasn't. That moves me on to my next assumption, that is, I get very nervous about uni. So I would say my uni experience is not like the norm, because I'm doing it part-time and I'm doing it from home. I go in once a month for a full day, and obviously then there's the practical side of things, and I'm doing mental health psychiatry and training to become a counsellor, and that's what I was talking about, my childhood trauma, childhood and teen trauma that kind of led me here. Is what I've always wanted to do, but I've never felt the right place mentally to be like, yeah, I'm ready now. If a client would come to me with the same thing that happened to me when I was young, I would like to specialise in children and young people. So if a client came to me being like, this has happened and it's the same as me, I'm now in the right place to be like, okay, and completely compartmentalise and split it from my experience. I can use that to help. And I mean, previously, if someone started talking to me about it, I might cry or know that I'll have a night terror that day, or just have a worse day. But now I can really focus and talk about it, which is great. So I absolutely love it. It's what I've always wanted to do. And so obviously I don't have like the nightlife or the dorms, because that's just so not me. I can't cope with that. I'm loving it. However, I love the practical and I love the training stuff, but when it comes to like the essays, assignments, case studies, like I struggle so much with my confidence that I am writing the right things and I am making sense or I'm grammatically correct and stuff like that, and I so second guess myself, and I send off the assignment, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be bad. I'm telling you this not to be like I'm great, but to be like, but also as a reminder to myself, like, come on, it's fine. So far every time I've got 100% in every assignment, in every paper, like 100%. Yet still I've got an essay that I need to do and it's looming over me and I'm thinking, oh, I can't do it. I said to my sister like a few months ago, I was like, I think I should leave. I was like, come on, girl. It is just because I have such self-doubt when it comes to writing ability. If I could speak it, I'm all right, but I just over-plan and... Anyway, so it does make me nervous in that aspect, but I am loving it. Someone has assumed that I love old romance. You would be absolutely correct. I love classic romance, old romance. I'm very old-fashioned. Luckily, Tom's very old-fashioned. We just fit together so well. And I don't want romance like it is in the movies, but I want romance like it is with my mum and dad. Like I say this to them all the time, like they are just like two kids. They're two little fluffs, like they're so, like that's all I want. Like they have their giggles together, they have their laughs together, and they get so excited when the other one comes home, or if one's been out for the day and they come back, it's like, woo. And that's what I want, and I feel like that's happening. And it's absolutely lovely. So I just want it to be like my mum and dad. They're coming up for their 30th wedding anniversary and it's still like they're on you know, in their honeymoon period, because they are. It's just never ever stopped, and I absolutely love that. And then speaking of which, someone assumes I want to get married soon. I'm going to say this, so currently, is the first time I've ever actually imagined myself getting married. Now is the first time I can ever imagine it. A couple of years ago I'd be like, I'm not going to get married, no one's going to want to marry me, I couldn't picture it, and I couldn't imagine like tying my life with someone up until now. And it doesn't matter when it is, it doesn't matter where it is, it doesn't matter how it happens, I know that I'm going to marry him. And he knows he's going to marry me, like we talk about it, and it's just so exciting. Like sometimes we'll just be like in bed and he'll just go, can't wait to marry you. And it's just like, and I think me too, and I've never had that feeling. And I've never even imagined myself marrying, like being married. I've never thought, when people are like, oh, what's your dream wedding? I'm like, well, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to get married. Like I never thought it would happen for me. I don't know. So yeah, now it doesn't matter when it is. I just know we're going to get married and I can't wait for that. But I say like I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with him, but that's happening now. Like life is happening now. Our life is happening now. And it's just so lovely. And also following on from that, someone assumes I want children soon. Not soon. Not soon, but I do want children. Someone assumes I do not like scary movies. I love scary movies. People don't love going to watch scary movies with me because I make noise, and I don't scream. So when I watch a scary film and I'm like on edge, my mouth's often slightly open, like this. I don't know why, it must look very appealing. And I go, oh! Like just a noise that I can't make any other time. It just goes, oh! Like it just escapes. Or if I'm like holding their hand and I squeeze and I'm like, Becca. So yeah, people don't like going to see scary movies with me. Someone assumes I've got plenty of money. Money is a very sensitive topic and I know people don't like talking about it. I would say I'm fine with money. I'm fine with money. Don't have plenty, don't have loads, but I'm fine. Someone assumes that I've never done drugs, not even one line, and I've never smoked. I've never done drugs, any type of drugs. Obviously I'm on medication, which is a type of drug. I'm on a plethora of medication, which I'm weaning off, hopefully, fingers crossed. But drugs wise, no. And smoking, I have done like one, and apparently I did it wrong, but I didn't like it anyway. The only reason I did it, one of my best friends smokes, the only reason I did it was because I had a really bad cold and she was like, just clear your sinuses, have a puff. And I was like, I don't like it. I don't like the smell, and it's obviously not a great habit to have, but if you do smoke then that's completely up to you, that's fine. I just haven't. Someone assumes that children love me because I have a sunny personality, and I just want to say thank you so much. And children do gravitate towards me, especially young ones. girls and boys actually. I mean, at my sister's wedding, there's a little girl was just attached to me the entire day, and I love that they gravitate. I don't know what it is about me, but yeah. Someone assumes that I take ages to do my hair. I take ages to do my makeup, I'll say that, but my hair doesn't take me long. I mean, this is my natural curl up until like the front bits I curl, because and I do it with like one of those flat curling irons so that it matches my natural curl pattern. Obviously, like sometimes after wash it's like, and after humidity or any form of like moisture it goes. But I often do the front just to frame my face a bit more, because sometimes it just hangs a bit. If it's like up in a style, again, it doesn't take me too long just because I've been doing my hair for so long and I'm used to it and I know what I'm doing. Makeup wise, goodness knows why it takes me so long. I do the same thing every day. Like, well, I wear makeup. Like this week, this is the only day I'm wearing makeup. I haven't worn it any other time. So, you know, but when I do wear makeup, it's the same. So I don't know why it takes me so long, but it does. Just gonna do a couple more because this video is very long. Someone assumes that I've got life figured out. Girl, no! I don't know what's going on. I mean, at the moment, I feel, again, this is like the first time I'm like, okay, well, I've got a bit of a plan, because in 3 years' time I'll have, you know, fingers crossed, finished uni. I'll be all trained up to be a counsellor. I'll be this, and I've got this in my head. But also I want to do my artwork, I want to be artistic. I also love chatting, and I love YouTube, and I love editing and being creative. And then it's like, you know, marriage and kids, and where's that happening? And then there's just like lots of things. I don't know what's going on. I just want to go to bed. Someone assumes I don't like talking about my illnesses. The only illnesses I have mentioned before that I'm happy to talk about are my ME and epilepsy and a couple of my mental health issues I have touched upon. I don't like talking about it because I feel like it's constantly I'm justifying like why I can't do certain things, or especially with ME and fibro, like it's a very difficult illness that is still, what's the matter? That is still vastly misunderstood and seen as being lazy or you're faking it, because obviously I share things with you on YouTube and you're like, well, you're upbeat, you're perky, you're doing this, you're doing that. You know, I go on trips and I do this. But I share those bits with you. I choose to share those bits with you. What I don't choose to share with you is the following week or the following day or the following few days where I'm in bed not being able to do anything, where I can't even... I'll need someone to come look after Rupert because I can't keep going up and downstairs to take him outside. Like, I don't show those bits because I would like this space to be a positive space. And yes, there are people that it could help if they've also got ME, fibromyalgia, epilepsy, whatever. And I can appreciate that if you are suffering with those, it might be nice to hear someone else talking about it. But I would like this place to be a place of positivity, and I don't really like to dwell on those things because they don't define me. So in a way, yeah, I don't particularly like talking about them because it is difficult for people to understand, and they'll just think a lot of people with these things are perceived as lazy, and it's completely untrue. We have to keep going. I think years ago I kind of gave up a bit and I was like, well, I can't do anything, because I pushed and pushed and pushed. That's made me able to get to where I am now. But people know, my friends know, that if we have quite a packed day together, they know that tomorrow I'm going to be slow, or tomorrow is going to be different, or if we do go on holidays together, they know that I need like rest days in between and stuff like that. Someone has assumed that I am posh. I don't think I'm posh. Am I posh? I'll leave that up to you. A lot of my friends do joke that I'm posh, but am I posh? I don't know. Okay, so that is all the assumptions I am going to address today before this video becomes about an hour long, because we know that I can talk, but I love watching long videos. If I see someone's video is like 11 minutes, I'm like, don't have time to get into that, because I like to really get into a video. Because if I see someone's like 19 minutes, 28 minutes, 37, I'm like, I love a long video. I like to watch YouTube videos while I'm eating dinner, while I'm getting ready, like it's great. So I do love a long video. Do you like long videos? I don't know. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below if any of the assumptions that I answered or clarified are what you expected. And also thank you so much for all your assumptions over on Instagram, and if you didn't get a chance to assume anything, leave your assumptions in the comments and I will get back to you. It's quite fun hearing what people assume about me, and then I can confirm or deny. It's quite interesting. Give me a big fat thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!